As the 2024-25 UEFA Champions League season reaches an exhilarating juncture, the spotlight is firmly fixed on the knockout phase where 24 teams will vie for glory on their quest to Munich. The Champions League is not just a competition, it embodies the pinnacle of club football, drawing the best from across Europe. With the round of 16 set to commence soon, fans are eager to witness the high-stakes drama that this prestigious tournament inevitably brings. The knockout phase is structured to include the top 8 teams from the league phase who have automatically advanced alongside the winners of the 8 knockout playoff ties. This year, the playoffs scheduled for February 11th and 19th will see notable matchups, including a clash between Manchester City and Real Madrid and Juventus taking on PSV Eindhoven. These fixtures promise to deliver excitement and unpredictability, characteristic of Champions League football. Among the teams that have secured their places in the round of 16 are perennial powerhouses like Arsenal, Aston Villa, Barcelona and Liverpool, each boasting players capable of turning the tide in crucial matches. Arsenal in particular has shown remarkable consistency this season, positioning themselves as serious contenders for the title. Their performance in the league phase has earned them a commendable reputation, with many analysts predicting a deep run in the tournament. Meanwhile, the speculation surrounding player transfers is heating up, notably concerning Newcastle United's Alexander Isak. With the winter transfer window recently closing, Isak remains at St. James Park for now. However, his impressive form has attracted attention from heavyweight clubs including Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain. The stakes are high for Newcastle, as securing a Champions League spot next season could be pivotal in retaining their star striker. Former player Alan Shearer has highlighted Isak's rising value, suggesting it could exceed £150 million should he continue his current trajectory. In parallel, the Women's Champions League is also gearing up for its knockout phase, with 8 teams emerging from the group stage to compete for the coveted title. The quarter-final draw, set to take place on February 7th, will feature heavyweights such as Barcelona and Bayern Munich, both of whom are looking to enhance their legacies in women's football. The format allows for thrilling matchups as clubs from the same nation can face each other, increasing the intensity of the competition. As the Champions League landscape evolves, the implications for domestic leagues are profound. The Opta supercomputer has projected that the Premier League could potentially secure 5 spots in the upcoming 2025-26 Champions League thanks to the strong performances of its clubs in Europe. Liverpool and Arsenal are almost assured of their places, while Manchester City remains in contention despite recent struggles. The race for Champions League qualification is not only critical for the clubs involved but also reflects the broader competitive dynamics within English football. Looking ahead, the excitement surrounding the Champions League is palpable, with the potential for unexpected outcomes and dramatic storylines. As teams prepare to battle in both the men's and women's tournaments, fans can anticipate a thrilling display of skill, strategy, and resilience. The upcoming weeks promise to deliver unforgettable moments in football history, culminating in the crowning of champions and setting the stage for future seasons of elite competition. As the January 2025 transfer window closes, the Premier League stands at a crossroads of ambition and reality. Amidst a flurry of signings and strategic moves, the question looms: do these transactions truly impact a club's performance? The window, while often a spectacle of excitement and high-profile signings, has historically proven to be a double-edged sword. This winter, Premier League clubs demonstrated a willingness to invest heavily, with notable transfers dominating the headlines. Arsenal, for instance, saw players like Josh Robinson depart for Wigan Athletic and loaned out several others, including Marquinhos to Cruzeiro. Meanwhile, Aston Villa bolstered their squad with marquee signings such as Daniel Malin from Borussia Dortmund and Marcus Rashford from Manchester United, aiming to enhance their league standing. However, the reality remains that the immediate impact of these signings is frequently overestimated. A recent analysis revealed that nearly 38% of strikers signed in January across Europe's top leagues failed to score a single goal by season's end. This trend echoes a broader pattern observed in the Premier League where significant investments do not always translate into immediate success on the pitch. Liverpool, currently leading the league, provide a stark example of this paradox. Their only summer signing, Federico Chiesa, has yet to start a Premier League game. Similarly, Arsenal's high-profile recruits including Ricardo Calafiori and Raheem Sterling have struggled to secure regular starting positions. The disconnect between financial outlay and on-field results raises questions about the effectiveness of transfer strategies. The Premier League's approach to the transfer window is often scrutinized, especially in light of its record spending. Last summer, clubs collectively invested a staggering £1.98 billion. Yet as the season progresses, it becomes evident that many of these new players have not significantly altered their team's fortunes. A mere handful of new signings have made a notable impact, while established players from previous seasons continue to dominate the headlines with their performances. In addition to evaluating transfer success, the Premier League is also grappling with the ongoing challenges of video assistant referee (VAR) implementation. As the league seeks to refine its approach to officiating, Tony Scholes, the Premier League's chief football officer, acknowledged the complexities of introducing VAR. Despite the technology's potential to improve decision-making, the human element of officiating remains a critical factor, often leading to controversy and dissatisfaction among fans and players alike. Scholes pointed out that while VAR has achieved a commendable accuracy rate, 66 out of 70 interventions deemed correct this season, the subjective nature of many decisions can lead to differing opinions on what constitutes a clear and obvious error. As the league prepares to introduce a semi-automated offside system, the need for a balance between technological assistance and the human element in officiating remains a pivotal discussion point. As the season unfolds, the Premier League faces the challenge of reconciling high expectations surrounding transfers and the realities of player performance. The upcoming months will reveal whether recent signings can adapt and make meaningful contributions to their clubs, or if the cycle of underwhelming winter windows will continue. With the league's financial might and extensive scouting networks, the potential for impactful transfers exists, yet the question remains whether clubs can harness that potential effectively. As teams continue to strategize for both immediate needs and long-term development, the focus will undoubtedly remain on the pitch, where results ultimately speak louder than financial investments. As the winter transfer window of 2025 draws to a close, Serie A clubs are busy solidifying their squads for the remainder of the season. The latest deals and player movements have sparked discussions among fans and analysts alike, highlighting both the strategic maneuvers of clubs and the ongoing evolution of team dynamics. Inter Milan is making headlines with the anticipated return of Joaquin Correa, who is expected to rejoin the squad for their upcoming match against Fiorentina, after recovering from a calf injury that sidelined him since December. The 30-year-old forward's presence could be pivotal for coach Simone Inzaghi. Despite being a bit-part player in the coach's system, Correa's absence has been felt, particularly as Inzaghi has relied heavily on his primary attacking duo of Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. With the schedule becoming increasingly congested, the return of Correa could provide much-needed depth and options for Inzaghi, who has been experimenting with his lineup due to inconsistent performances from other forwards like Mehdi Taremi and Marko Arnautovic. Meanwhile, Juventus is intensifying its recruitment strategy, particularly following the arrival of manager Thiago Motta from Bologna. Among the players on Juventus's radar is Santiago Castro, a 20-year-old Argentine attacker who has been in sensational form this season. The Bianconeri are keen to integrate Castro into their squad, recognizing his potential to develop into a star player. However, they face stiff competition from Inter Milan, who are also monitoring Castro's progress closely. The prospect of Castro reuniting with Motta at Juventus adds an intriguing layer to this potential transfer, as Motta's familiarity with the player's capabilities could play a significant role in attracting him to Turin. The rivalry between Juventus and Inter extends beyond the pitch, as both clubs seek to reinforce their squads ahead of critical matches later in the season. As they vie for talents like Castro, the impact of these strategic decisions will likely shape the trajectory of both teams in Serie A. With the transfer window closing, the urgency to secure key players will only grow, making the next few days crucial for both clubs. Looking ahead, the implications of these transfer activities will resonate throughout the league, influencing not only team performances but also fan engagement as clubs position themselves for the remainder of the season. As teams like Inter and Juventus continue to navigate the complexities of the transfer market, their decisions will undoubtedly set the stage for an exciting conclusion to the Serie A campaign.